Well, what's up, everyone? I want to thank you guys for joining me today. This is Nelson Robertson Sr., and welcome to the channel where wisdom flows and husband grows. Brothers, if you ever want to rise above the average, you must learn to think above the average. And that means learning to think different from the mass mind. You see, the mass mind is a world system, the crowd consciousness. It's the mindset built on fear, scarcity, and survival. It's the voice that keeps saying, look, play it safe. Don't take risks. Just do what everyone else does. But here's the truth: you can't experience divine success while thinking like everyone else. If you want to live renewed, you must think from faith and not from fear, from vision and not from limitation. Hear this. I love what the scripture said. It said, it is I, the Lord thy God, who give you the power to get wealth. The power, you have power to get wealth. Inside of you is this creative power that can produce that kind of ideas, $1 million ideas that you can use, that you can put into practice and see yourself and your family living above the average and also serving thousands and thousands of people. You have what it takes inside of you. But so many people don't believe that. And they continue to live according to what the masses are saying. Oh, it's hard to make money. Oh, business is hard to start. It's so hard to start a business. Everything is hard. The world is going to the dogs. By the time you finish listening to all those things, guess what? You are so depressed and feel so defeated that you say, look, man, I'm just going to go find a job and work this job until I retire and sit down somewhere and just chill out. Never maximize your potential because you are living from what the masses is saying. Now let's define the mass mind. And this is my point number one. We have to define this because you have to know what you're working with. You have to know what is coming against you. You have to know what you're dealing with. The mass mind believes only in what it can see. It's driven by facts, feelings, and people's opinions. It measures life by the headlines, trends, and other people's approval. But Romans 12 and 2 tell us this. It said, be not conformed to the world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, which means that God is calling you to break free, break away from the collective mindset. When you renewed your mind, you stop following the pattern and start living by divine principle. I had to learn that. I have to learn that when I understand that it is God who gave me the power to get wealth, guess what? I begin to feel unstoppable because I understand now as well. As it says, as a man think in his heart, so is he. I think defeat and lack for a long time. And it kept me down, living from paycheck to paycheck, wondering when is this going to stop? Wondering why so many people are succeeding and I can't. Begin to believe what the masses is saying because no one in your family went to college, because you was born on that side of the track, because you wasn't born with a gold spoon in your mouth. All these different things. Money is hard to find. Money is hard to grow. Money doesn't make grow on a tree, and all these different things that saturate my mind with fear and doubt to the point that I was living like that. I felt like some people were just meant to live that way. But no, if you really check out or think about what it has, what I quote earlier, it says, it is I, the Lord, the God, who give you the power to get wealth. It has been given to every man, just like it talks about the measure of faith. The measure has been given to everyone. None of us have more than the other one. Every one of us have a measure to start with. What we do with it, that's the difference. You see, the mass mind reacts and the renewed mind, he reflects. The mass mind worries while the renewed man, he worship. The mass mind copies, and the renewed man do what? Create, because there is this power within him, this creative power in him, that he can take an idea and create a thing. And this thing now can produce more than enough for him and his family so that he can live a wealthy life. I did not understand it's the man thinking that was holding him back until I began to study. I wanted to come out from where I was. I was tired living like that. I wanted to do more for my family. I want my family to have a whole lot more because I believe that we are here to live a prosperous life. As Jesus Christ himself says, I came that you may have life and have it more abundantly. So why am I living below my needs? Why am I living below my means when it said that you'll never see the righteous forsaken or to see the righteous begging for bread? Man, when I understand those things, I begin to rise. I begin to seek, like it says, seek and you will find. I begin to find out, try to find out, how can I break this stronghold that was holding me back? This mass mind, thinking like the masses, especially when you grow up in a certain area and everyone is speaking the same language. Oh my God, it takes a miracle for you to get out from there. But you can. Yes, you can. So let us move on to point number two. How, when you stop thinking like the mass, how you can create wealth into your life. Or wealth will be created in your life when you stop thinking like the mass mind. Number two is thinking from the higher mind. Thinking from the higher mind. To think different, you must think from the higher mind. Your God given identity. Your God given identity. God has blessed you, pronounce over you, or declare over you. Go, be fruitful, multiply, increase, have dominion over the fish. You have been given the authority to create. You have the mindset to create inside of you. It's a power that you can use, the mindset that you can use. You are smart. But when you allow the mass to tell you, because of your IQ or because you failed one subject, you didn't pass that, that you're no good. You can't do anything else. And so many people believe that, and the jobs that they want, they never pursue those jobs and the dreams and goals that they have in life because someone tell them, look, you're not smart enough. How many people that you know that dropped out of high school and still was successful in life? One of my favorite, Bob Proctor, dropped out of high school and he was a multi-millionaire, touch and impact so many human beings on the face of this earth. And you're gonna allow someone to tell you, with the God-given identity, the God-given gifts inside of you, that you are not good enough. You can't achieve anything. You see, if you do that, you got to take the blame for that. You got to take responsibility for that because you allow that into your inner being and you believe it and you act like it. When God said that I have given you the power to get wealth, he's not talking about a little bit. You can be whatever you want. That means you can live from the inside out. Within you is the power. I love what Jesus said too. He said, be in this world, but not of this world. You are in this world, but not of this world. You can be there, but you don't have to do what they're doing. You can move among the crowd, but don't let the crowd move inside of you. When others panic, guess what you do? You stay in peace. When others complain, guess what? You give thanks. The more you give thanks, the more things come for you to be thankful for. The more you give thanks, they say in all things give thanks, because the more you be thankful, you appreciate what you have, even if it's the little bit. You appreciate the little bit. You appreciate the one, and guess what? It keep increasing so that you can give thanks. It's the law. Be thankful in everything. When others doubt, guess what you do? You stand in faith, because it's that faith that move mountains, that you can say to that mountain, be thou be removed and be cast into the sea. Faith believe that it's already done. That's what separates those who live by circumstances from those who live by conviction. You believe that it's already done. That's faith. Point number three, we're talking about guarding your mind. Brothers, to think different, you must guard your mind. What you allow in will eventually come out. It's like whatever you sow, it's like your mind is like a plot of land. Whatever you sow, that's what you're going to reap. Whatever you allow in, that's the harvest that you're going to reap. Guard your mind. When I understand that commercial that says a mind is a terrible thing to waste, I understand how powerful that mind is. I do understand it now. I love what Bob Marley said. In his song, one of his songs, he said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. If you allow the mass to grab a hold of your mind and begin to plant those seeds and continue to tell you that because you missed the mark on one test, that you're not good enough, that you should go and find another job, find something else to do. Don't pursue your dreams and your goals because you're not smart enough. You can't make it. If you allow them to plant the seed in you, guess what? You're going to continue to live below your means. You're going to continue to be in the survival mood and not break out and get to the place where you are feeding off the top of the barrel. Guard your mind. Guard your input. Whatever you read, guard your mind. What you watch, guard your mind. What you listen to, guard your circle. You got to guard it. Who you let speak into your air, the thing you keep hearing, who you allowing to speak into your spirit, the things that going on the inside of you. Guard what is going in because what is going in is what is going to come out. You keep hearing you're not good enough because of where you were born, because of your family. You will never be successful. How many people, grown folks, plant their seed into children who went to school, the ones that they're supposed to be teaching and encourage, to the point that they believe that they're not smart enough and begin to live their life that way. I've seen people who grew up, who I grew up with, and still living the same life, never maximize their potential, never live their dreams and their goals because of what they were thinking. Proverbs 4:23 said, guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life, which means that something went in. Something went in to store up in your heart that now flows out of it is the issue of life. In other words, what you think on the inside is what you're going to live on the outside. As a man think within, so is he on the outside. That's why. So here is point number four as we move very quickly. Point number four is the power of reputation and renewal. The power of reputation. Repetition. You keep repeating it. Repetition and renewal. The crowd is programmed by repetition, fear. They repeat it over and over. Whatever they hear, they keep repeating over and over. And guess what? It becomes a belief to them. Something, for example, like, man, they're going to cut Medicare or they're going to cut your retirement. You won't be able to retire because of the economy and because of what their government is doing. So what are you going to do? You have to downsize. You have to get rid of your house, get rid of your car, get rid of everything. Just live under bare minimum. They repeat that fear and you begin to hear it, you hear it, you hear it, and guess what? It becomes a belief to you to the point that you begin to live like it. You begin to live like it. They program you to believe that. And now you're producing the same fruit of what they are saying based on fear. But you can retrain your mind by repeating the truth. Once you realize it or you are aware of it, guess what? You can retrain your mind. There is so many things that we have to unlearn. There were so many things. I love what the scripture said. When I was a child, I reasoned as a child. As I get older, I put away childish things because the things that we heard growing up, those are things that was good for that age at that level. But now that we have responsibility, we have a family, we have a job, we have a business, we have to think different. You can retrain your mind, as it said also in Romans 12 and 2. Let God transform you. Let it change the way, the word of God change the way you think. You can retrain your mind to think positive. You can retrain your mind to think success. You can retrain your mind to get rid of all that negative things that they have programmed into your mind, or you allow them to program, because see, you give them access. We give them access to our mind. That's why I said guard your mind. But we can reprogram our mind. I love what Bob Proctor talk about, the paradigm shift. You can reprogram your mind with the truth. And that's why the word said faith come by hearing, and hearing the word of God. You hear it over and over, and it becomes a belief now. Every time you affirm your vision, every time you meditate on God's promise, you are reprogramming your mind for victory, for success, for abundance. You start to think different. You feel different. You act different. There's something different about you because of your belief now. And that's how transformation happens. One renewed thought at a time. One renewed thought at a time. Just take your time, one step at a time, and you will get there. It's a journey. It's a journey. Point number 5, act from vision and not circumstances. Act from vision and not circumstances. Look, when you acting from circumstances, you can make some bad decision. You are making decision based on what is going on right now, and sometimes it can be a decision that will haunt you for the rest of your life, because now you're locked in on something. You sign a contract because you couldn't wait until this afternoon, because the circumstances seem like it's overwhelming, and you just rush and hurry and make that contract, and you can't get out of it. The mass mind waits for things to look right before acting, but the renewed man, he acts because he knows he aligns with God's will. He knows he aligned with it. In other words, he knows what God has for him, it is for him. He's not going to rush and make a bad decision based on circumstances. He's not going to just sign a contract because he think, well, by this afternoon it won't be there. If I don't get it now, someone else will take it, and then I won't be able to get it. But when he understands God will for his life, by faith, he will believe that what God has for him is for him, and he just moving smoothly, relax. It says faith without works is dead, not because action creates faith, but because action confirms your faith. When you relax, when you chill, when you don't rush, when you're not anxious for anything, it shows that you are in faith. When you act from vision, you move heaven and earth in your favor. You stop reacting to the world and start shaping it. You stop reacting to it, you start shaping it by your words, by your action. Every step is intent, it have intention. It's like you're living on purpose. Every step. So brothers, hear this. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to end here today. And this is our first video. So if you want to break free from the mass mind, you must rise above the noise. You must think on a higher frequency, the frequency of faith, gratitude, peace, and purpose. Stop waiting for the world to understand you. They will never understand you because you are unique. Your vision is unique. The ideas that you have is unique. You can't keep copying someone else. Like they said, don't reinvent the wheel. It doesn't mean that you have to go and reinvent everything, but you can add to something and make it better. You don't have to copy everything that someone does. And that's how someone gets sucked into the masses, because they are looking and seeing what everyone else is doing, not trying to tap into their own uniqueness, their own blend, their own brand, but trying to copy everyone else. And next thing you know, they're living someone else's life. They never maximize their own potential. All the gifts and talents that they have within them is still sitting there. I've heard someone said this. I believe it's Miles Monroe. I think that's the first place I heard this, where he said that the cemetery is one of the richest places in the world. Why? Because of the gifts and the talents that people die with. Never write those books. Books was never written. Music never produced. Movies never produced. All these different things, they held the man. Held it because someone tell them that you're not good enough. Because someone planted a seed of failure and they see themselves as someone who could never amount to anything. And they stop dreaming, they stop pursuing. They are waiting for the world to understand them. They are waiting for the world to make and give them their open the door for them when they have within them the power to create. Well, it said, remember, is I the Lord your God who give you the power within you is the power. You just have to know how to tap into it. And one way you can see to tap into it is to stop thinking like the mass. You are not called to blend in. You are not called to blend in. You are called to stand out. You are the light in the world of confusion. Think different. Think different. Thinking different is not rebellion, it's revelation. And remember this. Remember, God, it is God who gives you the power to get wealth. No one can take that away from you. It's remembering who you are in God and refuse to shrink to fit the crowd. You're not trying to fit in. You are your own pieces of that own piece of that puzzle. When it all comes together, there will be a beautiful picture, but you have to be your own piece. You see, the masses think from memory. But the renewed man, he thinks from imagination, and imagination creates reality. The masses, they repeat history. The renewed man, he writes it. Brothers, this is how we rise by renewing our minds daily. Daily, it is a journey by renewing our mind daily. It's not a destination. Every day we have to renew our mind. Walking by faith and thinking different from the mass mind. That's how we rise above the masses. That's how we live and enjoy this beautiful life that God has given you. He gave you the power to create the wealth so that he can establish the covenant that he made with us way before we came into this earth. You were made to be fruitful and multiply. Inside of you, there is ideas that you can use, ideas, creative ideas that you can use just like everyone else who have created things that now the world is being blessed by it. But if you continue to think like the masses, crying every time something happened, always life is too hard, the economy is going down, instead of looking for opportunity, instead of looking for defeat, look for the opportunity and use those opportunities to create. Some of the biggest business started in depression. Some of the most valuable things came out of hardship. When you think that you can, that's when you begin to rise above, because guess what? You begin to pull from within. Like they've said, when your back is against the wall, guess what? You come out fighting. You pull from within. In you is the power to create. If someone is telling you that you're too old, you need to retrain your mind, change your thinking, go and look for the truth. Look back at your life. Look at the things that you have done. Look at the things that you have done. Do you think that you are too old? Do you think you have some things that you can offer to this to this generation right here? You probably live about 4 or 5 times their life. You have what they wish that they can have. You have something that they need. You have it. But if you continue to think like those that are thinking that you have to be born in a certain neighborhood, come from a certain family, or like this, they're born with a gold spoon in your mouth, you have just been programmed by the mass, and you will live your life, a mediocre life, for the rest of your life unless you stop thinking like the mass. Start the renewal now. Go over to at NelsonRobertsonSr.com. I have a free bundle there for you. It doesn't cost you anything. All you got to do is to download it and use that to get the ball rolling, to start renewing your mind so you could change the way you think and see yourself different. See yourself as as the Creator sees you, one who is capable, one who is able, and who already have been given the power to get wealth so that you can do some things in this earth. Be a blessing to others, be a blessing to your family. Go over to nelsonrobinson.com and check it out. And also, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel at nelsonrobinsonsr.hoh. And don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe and hit that bell, that notification bell, so that you can know when the next videos drop and you can glean from it because we are here to help you to evolve to be the best that God has created you to be successful mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. It is your birthright to be successful in life. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Don't and let anyone steal that from you. Break that chain and separate yourself from the masses' mind, as Bob Marley said. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but yourself can free your mind. You are the only one who hold that power, and it is in you. So I am encouraging you to start the renewal process right now. Love you guys. Until next time, peace, and we out.